Hello, how is everyone today? I'm fine, I guess. It's been a kind of busy week. What did I do? I made some jam for the first time, strawberry jam. It turned out really good. It was also really easy. I was not expecting jam to be that easy to make. And then I made some very ugly, dense biscuits because for some odd reason I can't make bread to save my life. What else? Oh, I also made some homemade mac and cheese. That was kind of failed too, but it's edible at least. But at least for that I know where I went wrong, so. And I harvested my first batch of potatoes. I got like 10 potatoes out of it. So that was cool. Don't know what I'll do with potatoes, but I have potatoes. I mean, I always have potatoes, but now I have more potatoes. What else? I don't know if I mentioned, I finished the 3rd season of Link Click. I didn't think it was as good as the other two, just because it's a prequel. I was not expecting a prequel. So if you've never watched the series before, watch season 3 first and then 1 and 2. And I think if I watched it like that, it would have been perfectly fine. But coming into it after watching the first 2 seasons, it just wasn't as good. Which is, it's fine. You cannot, there's never a show that's like, ooh, every single season is a banger. It wasn't bad, it just wasn't as good. I also finally watched The Last Unicorn. That was god awful. I don't know why is such a like nostalgic movie. I never watched it as a kid. It was bad. God awful bad. I think the only thing I can say that was good was like the unicorn was drawn well. I didn't like the look of of the humans. They were kind of odd looking. But the horse was nice. Like, it looked like a horse. And then I did see the trailer for the new season of Wednesday. That I'll probably just wait till the whole thing comes out. I don't particularly like when they just split up a season. Like, at that point, just give me weekly updates. I'd much rather have that than, I can only binge the first, 5 episodes and then wait another 4 to 5 months and binge the last 5 episodes. Like, no. Just give me weekly updates at that point. So, with that, I'll just wait and watch. What else? I don't think I'm watching anything else. I mean, I'm watching Toilet Bound Hanako-san with my friends. I'm rewatching season 1 at least with them. because they decided they wanted to watch it, and I was in the middle of season 2, so I was like, whatever, I'll just stop what I'm watching and we can do that. And then the last 6 episodes will be something we all get to see firsthand. Pokemon update. If you didn't see, I did post a photo on Blue Sky of almost finishing my first full box of shinies, because I'm going in national dex order now. I finished the Pidgey line because I only needed one of that. I finished the Rattata line. I just need to finish the Alola Rattata line, so I'm working on trading for another Alolan Rattata to get my Raticate. And then I need to do Spearow, and then I can finally move on to a different game, because I can get Ekans in Scarlet and Violet. I just have to steal my brother's copy, because he has the DLC and I don't. And then I don't know what's after that. I know Sandshrews somewhere in box 1, but it's at the end. I think there's something between because I have 8? I don't think I have 8. I think I have. Why am I saying I think? I can just look up. I still have the image somewhere. Okay, there is another 2-liner. I'm missing. Yeah, I'm missing 8. So Spearow line, Ekans line. I don't know what's after Ekans, and then Sandshrew. But almost done with box 1. That's great. Cat update. He's doing as fine as he can. I got his dry food switched over to a kidney diet. I just need to do the wet food next, but I'll give it a few days before I start that. I don't want to upset his stomach, because he likes to upset his stomach. I think that's all the updates I have, though. So I guess we'll just jump in. We are almost done. We have 3 chapters left. Why are you not showing? Hello? Of course you're being dumb. There we go. Okay. Chapter 8. So somehow we have to kill her mom, save the kingdom, and break Fritz's curse. I have absolutely no idea how we're gonna do any of that. I think this is at least one of the routes that I had absolutely no idea how we're gonna get a good ending from. The other ones you can have slight hints. Yeah, I don't have any idea. Lucetta. I can't do this. What are we doing? I don't remember. I think our mom's trying to... I think we're supposed to torture Delora and Parfait. I think that's what our mom's trying to get at. You're not trying hard enough, but it is almost as if you do not wish to complete your training. We're just training right now. Ever since Mother came back, she has been teaching me to use my magic, but her methods are, well, I cannot bring myself to agree with the way she teaches. But this is a little bird, no more. The bird is still alive. It's been trying to escape the dome it's been trapped under this whole time. Your bleeding heart will be the end of us all, Lucetta. Do you feel such turmoil every time you have a meal? I mean, my meal's also not jumping around trying to escape, though. That is the difference, Mother. My meal's not moving around. Do I need to remind you how many animals are killed on a daily basis just for your meals? But this is different. Why can't Mother see that? All you are doing is removing the air in the dome. This is the lesson about control. How else are we to tell when you are successful without such a burnometer? Mother raises her hand and without any apparent effort manipulates the air in the dome. Now, you can see how simple it is. I stare at the bird's lifeless body inside the dome. The sight of it brings back old memories. Wow, that was quick. Bird's dead in 2 seconds after losing air. And this happened before, and even then I was not able to save the bird's life. I still cannot save anything. And because you hesitate, another bird must be brought in. How many birds will it take, Lucetta? I need you to focus, dearest heart. We will continue tomorrow, and I expect you to perform as expected. Do you understand? Lucetta. I nod my head numbly. Mother opens her arms and beckons me towards her. I reluctantly step towards her so that she can embrace me. There's no more warmth in her embrace. There's nothing. Mother strokes my hair. Before I found the gesture endearing and comforting, but now I feel cold. I do this because I love you, Lucetta. You understand, yes? The words I want to say are trapped in my throat. I can't. Mother pulls back, a questioning look in her eyes. Say you love me, darling. Of course I love you. I do love her, but things are different now. I cannot deny who she is or what she can do. Mother sighs heavily before releasing me and turning around. Varg. The door opens and Varg steps inside immediately. He kneels before us. Your Majesty, take my daughter back to her room. As you command. Varg raises and bows before going to hold open the door for me. Princess. Good night, Mother. I curtsy and follow Varg out of the throne room. Ever since Fritz disappeared the day I woke up, he has not returned. The hope that he would return and that Varg would be destroyed is slowly disappearing. Every morning I wake up and find Varg standing outside my door. I become more disheartened. I look at Varg's back as he walks in front of me. How am I supposed to bring Fritz back? Varg is only getting stronger each day. At this rate, Fritz will... Does Yuva? I don't even know what I said last time. You know that will not work on me anymore, Princess. Fritz used to come when I said that word, but I no longer see any signs that he hears me. Worried about your night. Let me tell you something that might lift your spirits then. He's not gone. What? He doesn't think he can afford to lose. He's not giving up control without a fight. Thought you might want to know. Why are you telling me this? You haven't been yourself the last few days. But why do you care? Did Fritz always have piercings? I never noticed. It would be odd if Varg only has piercings, but but what do I know? His mask is kind of interesting. It's also kind of ugly, but it is interesting. Varg stops and turns to look at me. He is looking at me the same way Fritz always does, with a gentle acceptance. I could almost believe I am looking at Fritz and not Varg. I've been asking myself the same question. I know these feelings for you are not my own, and yet, feelings for me. I guess his emotions for you are too strong. It's rubbed off on me, and now I'm stuck caring about you too. Varg's expression changes. A subtle sadness creeping into his eyes. Stupid. We both know who you'll choose when the time comes. What? Varg smiles, but it is devoid of any cheer. He turns around and continues walking without waiting for me. Hurry up, princess. The rest of our walk is silent. The night is deep, dark, and gentle, but I cannot find peace or sleep in the all-consuming silence. It's been 2 weeks since Mother's return, and 2 weeks since I've been able to sleep through the night. I'm surprised our kingdom is still running after 2 weeks. I mean, you can go a pretty long time without eating. What? I think it's 3 weeks, but it's only like 5 days if you have no water. So unless the kingdom, all our citizens and people under our mother's spell is drinking water, I'm surprised people aren't. I'm surprised no one's dead yet. Most of my days are spent at Mother's side. When we aren't patrolling Angelia, she is teaching me how to use the tenebrium, readying me as her successor. Every day, it only becomes clearer to me that the kingdom is suffering. No, duh. The people fear and hate us. It is even worse than it was before. Mother is cruel to everyone, even though I have yet to see them do anything wrong. Is that why Father hated her? Your father has many more reasons to hate her than just being slightly cruel. Your Highness, I beg your forgiveness. My child was not watching where he was going. The man's son had wandered out in front of us. The soldiers' horses would have crushed the child if the man hadn't pushed him out of the way. The stop on the road had caused a delay in our arrival back to the palace. Mother had been out visiting an old friend, a witch. Mother? There is a blinding flash of light as Mother draws a shape in the air. When the light clears, the man has disappeared from in front of us. He is collapsed against the wall of a nearby building. Mother threw him into the building? Let us continue. But Mother, that man isn't moving. I do not think he's breathing. Come along, Lucetta. Mother, why did you do that? That man, Are you questioning me, Lucetta? Mother's gaze is cold as steel, her eyes as sharp as a blade. I flinch away from her. You have become soft. The world has changed you while I was sleeping. Do not worry, dearest heart. I will bring you back to what you were, I promise. Mother smiled at me then, the same smile she would always give me when I was a child. I used to be comforted by the sight of it, but now it terrifies me. And the king. I choke down the lump in my throat. He is gone. He speaks, he eats. He speaks, he eats, but he is not here. If it were not clear in his actions, it is clear when I look into his eyes. He's right there, and yet I miss him. The frustration makes me restless. I stand up so that I can make my way towards the window and stare outside. I am being ridiculous. I forgot to turn the music on for you guys. There you go. Why should I miss him when he's been nothing but neglectful? I have forgotten how he stopped caring about me when he invited his new family into the palace. He treasured them and his kingdom more than he ever loved me. He never valued me. And yet, I would give anything to go back to how things have been. The weight on my shoulders and in my heart is overwhelming. The feeling of it only worsens when I turn my thoughts to another person. Fritz. With a sigh, I lean my forehead against the cool glass of the window. Varg said that Fritz is still fighting, so he must still be in there. How can I help him? Fritz? Who? Before I can turn, someone clasps a hand over my mouth. The rest of my words are muffled. Long time no see. Delora? No. It's Durin. That's right. Remain calm, princess. She slowly lowers her hand. I turn around and stare, surprised to see her in my room. What are you doing here? She smiles, and some of the weight in my heart lifts. We're on a rescue mission. We? At that moment, a man sidesteps into the doorway, his footsteps cautious and soft. Garland? He does not turn completely, but cranes his neck to give me a soft smile. Glad to see you're safe, princess. I can barely believe the two of them are standing here. It's been so long. It's been 2 weeks. Well, okay, you're right. It's been what, 3.5 months? Kinda your fault. You decided to leave. We apologize for being late. We have been trying to get into the palace for the last few months, but a powerful shield has been keeping us from entering. Lady Parfait could easily destroy it, but it would have meant destroying the palace as well. The last thing we want is to cause panic among the people. I mean, if the castle just kind of explodes all of a sudden, you have a bigger issue than just panic between your citizens. Mythos and Varg are crafty. They've been watching over the palace like hawks, and it was difficult to speak with Prince Rod when he was being watched around the clock. We needed more time to make sure our rescue mission would not fail. Then how did you find a way inside? Lady Parfait managed to find a weak spot in the shield, but it's thin and only allows a few people into the palace at a time. Garland and I know this place better than anyone. That's why we're here to rescue you. Delora and Lady Parfait wanted to come, but the shield easily detects witches and fairies. But they're waiting for us at the Marchand Princess. Was I meant to escape with Rod and Emily before? Yes, that was the only other plan we had, though it didn't go as expected when someone caught whiff of their plans and sent Varg out to kill them. So they tried to save me before and failed? Okay, we need to choose. Why did you come for me? They look at me, their expressions baffled. What? I cross my arms as I look at them. Why would you rescue someone you hate? Princess. Of course we'd come for you. You're part of the Marchand after all. What? Durin looks at me seriously. Let's go. Durin heads towards the door but stops when she notices that I am not following her. Coming, princess? How can the Marchand take me back after everything I said and done? How could the Marchand accept me back? Do they even want me to return? I only realize I have spoken aloud when Durin answers me. Princess, we wouldn't be here if that wasn't the case. That is true. No one's gonna waste their time rescuing someone if they hated them so much that they're... We have to leave now. We're running out of time. I can think about this later. I nod and follow them out of my room. Jern leads the way, and I follow after her, Garland bringing up the rear, his eyes alert as he constantly surveys our surroundings. The night around us is cold and still, but the quiet only makes me more anxious. Varg usually appears in situations like this. Is he not here? And I feel so useless having to be rescued like this. Garland reaches out to place a hand on my shoulders. We're almost out. I nod, not trusting my own voice. Shh. Garland stands at attention as we continue slowly moving forward. Eventually, a figure moves to block our path. And what is this? I cannot move. Jern and Garland, however, already have their swords out. The deadly metal glitters in the gray glow of the moon. And here I thought the fairy had finally given up. Mythos. Her voice is a low growl. It is so full of malice it makes the hair on the back of my neck stand on it. Let us pass. And if I did, where would you be taking the princess? Jern's shoulders tense. Garland glares at Mythos from behind her. I could lie, but it would be so easy to just kill you. You're as bloodthirsty as ever. But unfortunately, I cannot allow your mischief to continue. Sir Mythos has just begun to raise his hand when Jern darts forward, her sword gleaming as she raises it to slice at his arm. Sir Mythos howls, falling hard to the ground as he curls in on himself to cradle his injury. Go, quickly. The remaining quiet is all but shattered as we run away from Mythos. Though he is in pain, I can still hear his voice call out from behind us. Do not think this would be so easy, princess. I ignore him and keep running, not daring to look back. We've been running for a while now. My legs are beginning to go numb. Only a little longer, princess, and we'll be out. You're doing well. I can do no more than nod as I force myself to keep running. I am pathetic. I'm slowing them down so much. There, I can see the exit. Watch out. Jern falls back to evade the explosion and bumps into me in the process. Moments later, however, she is once again standing at the ready with her sword. Jern sets his hands firmly on my shoulders to help me regain my balance. What was that? A familiar face emerges from the smoke, her expression cold. Lucetta? What is Mother doing in the tunnels? Mother, I didn't want to believe Mythos, but here you are. Princess, get back. Mother turns to face Jern and Garland, her expression full of contempt. I remember you. Jern Valenti? And you as well, Garland Bellerot. I thought I was rid of Alacaster's pests. We do not work for Sir Alacaster. No, you and your pet have changed alliances, haven't you? What? What did you call him? The smile on Mother's face is bright and cruel. It sends shivers trailing down my spine. Is that not what he is? Mother casually waves a hand at Jern, who remains quiet. He follows you around like a lost puppy. He is so desperate for a scrap of affection that he would do anything for you, regardless of his own pride. It is admirable how well he knows his commands. Stop it. Come, Garland. Sit, Garland. Good boy, Garland. Shut up. Jern, don't. But his words come too late. Jern rushes forward, her body nothing but a blur, her teeth bared in savage hatred. Jern is fast, but Mother is faster. She raises her hand and sends Jern back with a terrible flash of light as Durin catches her, and you defend his honor as if he were some poor maiden. How pathetic. I really like Durin and Garland. Like, we don't learn a lot about them through any of these routes, but the little we do know about them, they're great side characters. Durin's voice is soft as he studies. Garland's voice is soft as he studies Durin. Durin, please, she's just trying to get a rise out of you. I know that. Durin throws his hands off, a murderous look in her eyes as she glares at Mother. Mother remains in the same place, smiling that terrible smile of hers. She is amused by this, nothing more. Get the princess out of here, Garland. What are you saying? I'm not leaving you here. Once she's safe, come back for me. Durin finally turns to look at him, a soft smile on her face. Trust me, Lan. There is a long moment of silence as the two gaze at each other's. Unspoken words pass between them, and eventually Garland caves. All right. Both of them tighten their grips on their swords. Are you done? Mother hadn't moved, but her presence in the small tunnel is overwhelming. Her magic smothers the very air. Durin sinks into a stance, her body loose and poised, seemingly unperturbed. Ready when you are. Mother does not attack. Instead, she turns to face me with one graceful movement. Lucetta, stop this nonsense. This is not the time for games. Be a good girl and go back to your room. We need to... Why would I ever reason with her? She's crazy. We need to stand our ground. Dearest one, I stand resolute and take strength from Garland's steady presence behind me. What Mother is doing is wrong. What she wants isn't right and has never been right. What she's done to the king, what she's done to Angelia. How am I meant to look at her the same way? My voice is quiet when I finally speak. No. What? I take a deep breath and look her in the eyes. No, I will not return to my room. Mother's expression is unexpectedly calm as she looks at me. My own daughter would choose these traitors and liars over me? Is my love so inconsequential to you? Has she ever truly loved me? Mother, if your love is what love is meant to be, I do not want it. Mother is not who I thought she was. When I look at her now, all I can see is what she truly is, evil. Clearly, you have become corrupted during my absence. I should suppose it must be the work of the infernal fairies. Never mind. Once I have destroyed each and every one of them, you will return to me, my daughter. She raises her hand, and the light curls around her fingers, but before she can cast her spell, Durin is at my mother's side. Durin's sword glints as it slices through the air, and then through Mother's clothes. Go. Princess, come on. But Durin, if we leave her alone... Garland pulls me away from my mother and Durin as their battle begins. I hear the dull clatter of metal as we run, and can see the flashes of light even as we escape back the way we came. Garland. We have not gotten far when I force Garland to a stop. Garland! It is only when I grab his shoulder that he stops and turns to look at me. Princess, we cannot leave her there. Maybe I can convince Mother to let her go. No, Lucetta, that is so dumb. People like this, you can never convince that they're in the wrong. Like, you have to just cut these people out of your life. Or murder them. Either way. You'll never be able to reason with them. You really think you can convince that witch? I can try. My job is to keep you safe. Mother has all the power of the crystallum tenebrium at her disposal. I forced myself to say it. Durin will not last long. Garland, you have to know this too. Durin must know as well. That is kind of part of the job description as a knight. I mean, that's kind of the job description of any soldier. Like, you're not always gonna live a long time in battle. You have to make the hard decisions sometimes. Garland's jaw hardens and he stares at me, not truly looking at me, but through me. Garland, please. We cannot let Durin die. Not when we might be able to do something about it. Garland stares at the ground, his expression conflicted. I know he cares for her, and that is why he must go back for her. Garland closes his eyes briefly. When he opens them, I know he has made his decision. It's a dumb decision, but sure. When we return, the scene is very different. Blood splatters the tunnel walls, and Durin is on her knees, bent forward, her face away from us. Mother is nowhere to be seen. Durin. Garland is suddenly in front of me, mindlessly racing towards Durin. Durin. All at once, she seems to come alive. She gasps for breath and coughs. Garland, what are you doing here? I told you to. Her voice wavers as Garland crouches down in front of her. He folds himself around her and pulls her gently to his chest. His eyes are shut tight as he buries his face in her hair. Durin chokes back a sob as she reaches up to hold him tightly. I exhale in relief. Both of them are alive and safe. You idiot, I told you to get her out. The princess gave me permission to disobey an order. He lifts his head to smile at me. She outranks you, Durin, at least as far as titles are concerned. Garland slowly guides her to her feet. What happened? The queen disappeared and Durin suddenly stops. We hear it at the same time. A terrible ripping sound, like the air itself is being torn. I see the slither of shadows and unnatural light in the darkness and suddenly realize what is happening. My panicking mind is only able to process everything that's happened in slow motion. Mother appears behind Durin, posed to strike. I see the horror in Garland's eyes, and then acceptance and determination. I try to cry out a warning, anything, but I can barely breathe. Garland pushes Durin towards me and out of the way as he rushes my mother. At the same time, Garland pushes forward. Mother holds out her hand. It takes only a single heartbeat for her to plunge it into Garland's chest. Garland, what a loyal pet, giving your life for her. Garland's face crumples in on itself. Even from where I am, I can hear Mother twist her hand inside him. And how sad. Mother wrenches her bloody hand out and Garland falls to the ground. You fool, you didn't even tell her that you loved her. Durin runs at my mother, a desperate cry of grief and rage escaping from her. Durin, no. She's too weak from her own injuries. She can barely hold up her sword. I am unable to speak or move as Durin rushes towards her own death. I mean, at least they both died together. But Mother simply sidesteps, her expression disinterested, as Durin falls to her knees. I was kind enough to kill him slowly for you, so you could say your goodbye. You didn't kill him slowly, you jabbed your hand through his heart. He died instantly. That's not a slow death. Mother turns to face me, the blood dripping from her hand down to her dress, where it congeals and oozes like black tar. Do you understand now, dearest one? This is what you have made me do. This is what I must do now to all those who have corrupted you. You were the one who forced my hand. Do not forget that. For a moment, the air in the tunnel disappears, and a terrible silence fills the darkness. By the time the air comes rushing back into my starved lungs, Mother is gone. The tunnel is empty, lights flickering in the aftermath of her disappearance. The only thing I can hear, apart from the rushing of blood in my ears, is Jern's sobs. Garland, no. I make my way slowly towards her. It is like wading slowly through murky water. Jern is leaning over Garland and has his head in her lap. Is he still breathing? Parfait can help him. When I crouch down, I can see the open wound Mother left behind. I swallow down the bile that rises in my throat, along with any of my words of comfort. Magic can't fix this. Magic can't fix this. I don't know why that was so hard to say. Garland, please. I get down on my knees beside Jern. This is my fault. Don't cry. Garland. He smiles at her. It is a genuine smile that breaks my heart. Jern shakes her head. No, Garland, you can't. Jern, I love... His voice trails off. As he closes his eyes, his breathing becomes more labored. He gasps one last time before his body stills completely. Garland? I bite down on my tongue and bow my head as Jern howls her loss into the silence of the blood-soaked tunnel. We spend some time with Jern in the tunnel, with Garland in the tunnel. Jern shakes with silent sobs as she grips his still body, but eventually Jern gently removes Garland from her lap as she stands up. She takes his sword as she presses her hand to his face one last time. And then she turns and walks away from Garland's body with his sword clutched tightly in one hand. She grips her sword in the other. It takes all that I have to keep up with her. Jern, this is all my... Not now. Her voice is quiet and all the more disturbing for it. This is all my fault. Lucetta, Jern, Waltz? What is he doing here? Waltz comes running up to us, his eyebrows creased with worry. I've been waiting so long, I was about to... He pauses, his eyes flickering to the swords in Jern's hands. Why do you have Garland's sword? Waltz's face pales. Where is he? Gone. What? Garland is gone. Her hands tighten on the sword she holds. For a few moments, her shoulders slouch, but then she turns away abruptly and continues walking. Let's go. Waltz turns to me. They said it was going to be simple in and out, so I let them go alone. What happened in there? What do I say? It was my fault. Princess, I'm sure that's not true. One of them was gonna die, so... Lou said I kinda picked which one was gonna die. I glared at Waltz as tears well in my eyes. It was my fault. Waltz falls silent as he studies my face. Then he sighs before taking my hand. We'll sort this out at the margin. Come on. As soon as the marching doors close behind us, Jern collapses. Jern. Luckily, I am close enough to catch one of her arms, and Waltz is fast enough to catch the other. Move her to the chair. Together we manage to guide Jern to the chair. We set her down on it as gently as we can. I watch as she unfolds on the chair, and that is when I see the dark red slashes and tears in her clothes. Some of her wounds are open and visibly bleeding. She's still bleeding. Waltz pulls the cloth from his back pocket and hands it to me. Clean what you can. I'll get Lady Parfait and Rumple. He runs off, leaving me alone with Durin. It looks like she's bleeding everywhere. I steel myself and kneel at her side. Gently, I reach out and begin to wipe at the worst of what I can see. Durin moans, and I flinch in sympathy. No, you're supposed to push down on wounds like this. You don't want more blood coming out. You need all the blood in your body. I feel sorry. I feel a lump rise in my throat. I convinced Durin to go back. If I hadn't, he wouldn't have. Durin shifts slightly to put her hand on my cheek. Her touch is cold and gentle. Durin? There is a softness in her gaze, and an inexplicable kindness in the touch of her hand. After a moment, Durin slowly nods, and her eyes fall closed with a sigh. Wait, is she okay? Durin? Durin! Waltz. She just closed her eyes. She's not speaking. She's not going to die too, is she? Not if I have anything to say about it. Excuse me, princess. Rumple gently pushes me aside, and I let him, hovering over his shoulder as he crouches to inspect Durin. Well, princess. Walt steps behind me and gently places his hand on my arm. What? Rumple needs to work his magic now, and so get out of the way. Why don't we get you something to drink? I'm not going to leave her. Princess, please. We should let Rumple work. I look back over my shoulder, watching how carefully Rumple attends to Durin. Okay. Waltz's hand acts as my lifeline as he helps me into the tavern area. My legs become weaker with every step. Hi, stranger, Delora. I only realize that I am running to her after I barrel into her. I bury my face into her shoulder as I suppress a sob. Delora's arms come around me, holding me tight as whatever calm facade I was holding up comes apart at the seams. Waltz, would you please get those mugs? Of course. Delora leads me to one of the benches, one of her arms still around me so she can rub my back. Somehow, the simple gesture is helping me calm down. Lucetta, are you hurt? I shake my head. Thank goodness for that. I stay in her embrace until Waltz returns to place something on the table. How are we doing? I pull away reluctantly to rub at my eyes. I'm okay. Delora takes a mug and places it in my hand. Good, now drink. I do not question and raise the mug to my mouth. Hot chocolate. Delora made this for me before. I take a few deep swallows of the hot, sweet liquid. Better? Yes. Lucetta, can you tell me what happened? Mother found us in the tunnels. Durin told Garland to get me out. My throat threatens to close, but I force the words out. Mother is so strong, and I thought Durin might not survive, so I convinced Garland to go back, and that's when I stare down at my mug, my hands trembling. It's my fault. It's all my fault. If I hadn't convinced Durin to go back, if I hadn't convinced Garland to go back, Mother wouldn't have killed him. The silence in the tavern is deafening. Finish your hot chocolate, Lucetta. I obey without a word. Everyone is going to be so angry with me. It's my fault Durin is dead, and it's my fault. It's my fault Garland is dead, and it's my fault Durin is injured. Have you heard about your stepfamily? I know they're gone. Are they dead as well because of me? Hey, don't look like that. I'll have you know that I had to use a sleeping spell on Prince Rod and Princess Emily earlier. They heard about what Durin and Garland were going to do tonight. I don't think I would have been able to stop them from coming along on the rescue mission otherwise. What? You got them out, Princess. Varg would have killed them if you hadn't stepped in. The Queen was already waiting at the end of the tunnel on the day the Prince and Princess escaped. Alacaster must have somehow got wind of the escape plan, which was why he had Varg try to eliminate them then and there. Security tightened more after that day. Oh, thank goodness. And we've been worrying about you ever since... What? That was not what that said. Yeah, and we've been worrying about you ever since you left. Well, ever since you stormed out all those months ago. Dolores smiles. Dolores' smile is as sad as she reaches up to push my hair out of my face. None of this is your fault, Lucetta. If anything, it was mine and Parfait's for letting this happen. We tried to help you escape, but we couldn't break the shield around the palace in fear of putting everyone inside in danger. That's why we had to wait. We never thought we'd have to worry about Hildur being revived. And though we would have liked to save you outside of the palace, that's right, I was out of the palace more than a couple of times. Once with Varg and another with Mother. We couldn't put the lives of the others in danger when Hildur was right there. She would have killed the citizens. Even if I'd wanted to escape the day I was with Varg, he wouldn't have let me. I grip my now empty mug, Princess. I understand how you feel, and I know it's difficult, but frankly, we have bigger fish to fry. I think you realize now what kind of person Hildur is. I do. Then you know what we have to do. I know too well what it is we must do. In fact, I knew this was bound to happen sooner or later. I started this. I do not know if I can fix everything, but I do not know, and I do not know if I can save Angelia. But no matter how long it must take, I must make things right. I finally look up at Delora and nod. We have to stop Mother. Chapter 9, Rebellion. 2 chapters to go. Because of the severity of Durin's wounds, Rumpel decided he would bring her to the nearest clinic so she could be better cared for. Agnes decided to go with him, and surprisingly, Ophelia and her children all opted to go as well. Now, the only ones left here at the tavern are me, Delora, Waltz, and Karma. Where's Parfait? They must not say it, but I'm sure they are blaming me for what is happening to Angelia right now. I need to make things right. I close my eyes as a sudden bout of dizziness comes over me. Mother has always been the person that mattered most to me. I never questioned or disobeyed her because she was so important. She was my light in days that were often so dark. But I have no choice. If Mother hadn't stopped, who knows how many more lives will be lost if Mother isn't stopped. The only way to stop Mother is to kill her, isn't it? I'm sorry, but that really is the only way. Yes, I know. But I do not think I could kill her myself. Delora has a knowing look in her eyes as she turns to address Waltz. We'll leave as soon as Parfait comes back from her meeting with the fairies. If you can fully use your magic, then we may actually stand a chance. Magic? What are you talking about? Waltz is just a street magician. What else could he be? Don't underestimate our magician. Waltz is a witch and is a lot stronger than he looks. Waltz is a witch? You know, I have the Neverland curse. Yes. I do not know that fairy tale, but what does that have to do with anything? Your mother was the witch that cursed me. What? But Waltz, if you are also a witch, how can you be cursed? Your mother is the Tenebrium bearer, which means she has the power to punish all witches if she chooses. As to why he was cursed, Waltz's expression darkens. Hilda needed to be stopped. I knew I couldn't defeat her alone, so I enlisted the help of the fairies. I betrayed her, and she punished me before she died. Waltz almost single-handedly brought about the end of the Great War. Wow. Good job, Waltz. Why didn't we learn this in his route? He is the reason we've been enjoying this piece for as long as we have. I never knew. Of course, you can only imagine how displeased Hilda was with Waltz. Hilda stole my shadow and sealed it away in Neverland. Your shadow? We really need to work on your fairy tale knowledge one of these days, Princess. Peter Pan is a boy that lived in Neverland, which is a place where children never grow up. Waltz's curse means he has been frozen in a child's body since Hilda cursed him all those years ago. He can't grow up and he can't use any magic. Well, I can still do some spells, but only simple, harmless ones. For Waltz to get his magic back, he needs to find Tinkerbell, which is the key to Neverland. We need to unlock his shadow. But all this time, you've never found Tinkerbell or Neverland. I looked everywhere I can think of. I'm sure she cast a spell on it to make it more difficult to locate, even in the palace. Dolores snorts, and I suddenly feel embarrassed. Oh, of course not. Why would Waltz look in the palace first? What? I mean, especially considering Hilda is the queen and has numerous secret chambers for things she keeps hidden. Looking through the entirety of the palace for a small box might be difficult. Neverland is a box that was left to me by my parents. It's made of gold, with carvings that resemble a pair of wings. What? Oh, wow. We actually know the box again. Waltz jumps at my sudden reaction. Princess, that box. I had forgotten about it, but I can vaguely remember an old box in my room that matches that description. Mother left me a trinket box and a key that matches that description. She told me never to touch the box, or to let anyone see it. I've had it for years. All this time, Tinkerbell and Neverland were with you? I never knew what was inside. I was too afraid to disobey Mother's orders. The thought of her giving you that box never crossed my mind, but now thinking back on it, it makes sense. I wanted to ask him what he meant, but we were running out of time. I will have to ask him about it at another time. I can get Neverland and Tinkerbell to you. I can return your magic. With Waltz back to his true form, we may have a fighting chance at all of this. So what do we do first? We? There is no we in this, Lucetta, only us. But I just said I could help. It's too dangerous, Princess. But I am the only one who knows where to find the box. I don't know why we're trying to find the box when in Waltz's... Is that better? In Waltz's route, he said that we could just break his curse without needing to find Neverland. Once we were old enough to learn magic. Give me a sec. This might be better, actually. Yeah, okay. Raising the microphone a little bit so I don't have to bend down as much. I just need to get a bigger mic. This one's so tiny. Then you will let us know where it is and we'll retrieve it. It's as simple as it is. It's as simple as that. I scowl at her with my arms crossed. I refuse to stay here and be useless while everyone else puts themselves at risk saving Angelia. Angelia is this way because I brought back Mother. I must take responsibility. And I will not let anyone else die at Mother's hands. Lucetta. Mother is less likely to harm me. I have a better chance of getting Neverland and Tinkerbell without causing a disturbance. How can you say that after what's already happened? You're not safe either, Lucetta. As soon as she said the words, that a terrible blast echoes through the marchand. Varg, what are you doing here? I cough as smoke envelops the tavern. A silhouette emerges in front of us. I feel my blood turn cold when I realize who it is. Varg. Just when I thought I was safe, Varg reappears. Oops. I always forget how powerful this thing can get. Where previously there had been a wall made of stone, sturdy and strong, there is now a sizable hole. Remnants of bricks and stones collapse inward in the aftermath. The dust rises to settle around Varg's feet, where he stands casually, twisting his cane. Hope I'm not disturbing anything, but all the doors were locked. Karma. Delora and I turn to glance at the wall behind us where Waltz is looking. Karma is standing there, injured. His forehead has a large gash, and one of his arms is limp and useless. He still manages to tightly grip the hilt of his sword with his other hand. Where did Karma come from? I would have appreciated you destroying less property when you knocked on a tavern door. And I would have appreciated it if you gotten out of my way when I asked politely, so I wouldn't have had to resort to explosions. Seems both of us are disappointed. What do you want, Varg? Don't we all already know the answer to that question? Come on. Varg turns to look at me expectantly. I thought the stolen goods would have been brought here. What did you just call me? Karma lets out a harsh laugh. Has no one told you that women do not like being imprisoned against their will? Has no one told you people that... Has no one told you people that it's not good to steal? Okay, sure, that's a weird way to phrase it. I am not an item to be stolen or imprisoned. I ball my hands into fists. I cannot let Varg hurt anyone here. I have no idea if this will work, but if Fritz is truly fighting, then he must be able to hear my voice. Fritz. Varg growls, his eyes bright and angry as he glares at me. You need to give up on him, princess. Never. Fritz, I know you're still in there. No matter what you say, nothing will change. Fritz is gone. Aduvia. He won't. Varg chokes on his words and doubles over. You are being very annoying. Did it work? Out of the corner of my eye, I notice Karma preparing to attack while Varg is momentarily weakened. But something does not feel right. Karma, stop. What? Get the princess away from here. What's happening? That voice. Fritz. Despite the fact that it is Varg standing before me, it is most certainly Fritz looking at me through those eyes. Please, I don't know how long I can hold him here. You will need to get out of here before, while you still can. You need to keep the princess safe. Keep her away from the palace. Waltz, get her out of here, now. No. I dodge Waltz's reaching hands, and as I attempt to run towards Fritz. Keep her safe, please. Now. No, don't hurt him. Karma runs forward, his sword raised just as Waltz grabs my hand and pulls me out of the way. No. Time slows as I watch Varg slowly come back to coherence. His lips curl into a snarl as he begins to bring his cane down to the floor. Delora throws her hand out. The collected light races towards Varg. Varg stumbles back, his cane never hitting the floor. Varg growls as he glares up at Delora. Witches are so inconvenient. Unfortunately, Delora is not the only inconvenience in this room. Varg raises his cane to block Karma's next swing. Waltz grips my hand and tugs. We have to go, princess. I glance back at Karma and Delora. There must be something I can do. We need to help them. My eyes dart towards Varg's cane. The cane is the source of his magic. If I can get it away from him, then Delora and Karma will stand a chance. With renewed determination, I run towards Varg. Princess. I barrel past Karma and hit Varg squarely in the gut with my shoulder, forcing him backwards and to the ground. I manage to twist the cane away from him and clutch it as Varg rises and begins to advance towards me. Well, they took the cane away in his art. That's a nice little touch. No time for games. Give it back. No. You really are nothing without your cane, aren't you? For a moment, there is only silence as Varg freezes. I cannot read the expression on his face. What is he thinking? Varg breaks the silence when he busts out laughing. It is the sound that heralds certain chaos. The cane is not my only weapon. I watch as Varg slips a dagger out from his sleeve. And what are you going to do with that little thing? Poke me? Who said anything about you? Is he going to throw it at me? Oh, no, he's going to kill himself. Okay, yeah. That makes more sense than killing me. With a smirk, Varg brings the dagger to his neck. This dagger is more than enough to do some damage to the princess's favorite knight. No. Now, that is definitely cheating. This is ridiculous. You share a body. You'll end up hurting yourself as well. Varg shrugs, and I cannot tell if he is really unconcerned or pretending to be. I'll do whatever it takes. Varg smiles at me. In this light, his teeth appear to be gleaming and sharp, like he has fangs. Now, give me back my cane and do precisely as I tell you, or the boy dies. I stand still. I cannot look away from Varg's gaze, which is bright with triumph. If Fritz dies, you die as well. Are you not afraid of death? I was never really alive to begin with. I'm just a bit of Fritz's mind-given independence. This body isn't mine, so I can destroy it and not feel a thing. It would be Fritz that suffers. Princess, don't listen to him. You know it's a trap. I know Waltz is telling the truth. I can see it in the look on Varg's face. I grip the cane tighter to me. Varg is lying to me. He will definitely suffer, but he is also serious about hurting Fritz. I cannot let that happen. Now, do as you're told, little princess. Don't be stupid, Lucetta. You'll leave everyone here alone? Varg nods, amusement flickering in his eyes. As my princess commands. Princess, don't. I am so sorry. But just as I start to move towards Varg, a bright light shines out from behind me. Parfait's here. The shield of light pushes forward and past me, shoving Varg back and out through the hole he's made in the wall. I turn, barely able to believe what I see. Parfait. She comes to stand in front of me. Listen closely. We don't have much time. Parfait's eyes flicker to Varg, who is shifting ever so slightly in the rubble. Even I can tell that he is only temporarily out of commission. Tomorrow, midnight, meet us at the palace gates. Bring Neverland and Tinkerbell with you, but do you understand? I falter as I imagine what Parfait could possibly be planning, but I have no time and can read nothing in her gaze. There is nothing else for me to do but nod in understanding. Yes, I understand. Parfait smiles at me as she caresses my cheek with a gentle hand. I have faith in you, princess. We all do. You'll be fine. Parfait. Parfait grabs me by the shoulder and forcefully pushes me towards Varg. He catches me, his hands firmly gripping my shoulders as I am careened into him. Keep her safe, Fritz. Varg flinches. He is inhaling and getting ready to speak when the air around us suddenly thins, and we are swallowed by the light. When I am able to breathe again, I open my eyes and see that I am back at the palace. Did Parfait transport us? I become aware that Varg still has his hands on my shoulder, and I wrench free from his grip. Strange that your friends would actually send you back here with me. Seems like they need you to retrieve something from the palace. Varg reaches out and snatches his cane from my hands. I'm not letting you leave the palace again, princess. The palace is eerily silent, and it is as if none of the chaos that just transpired ever happened, like it was all a dream. I ignore Varg and walk back through the gates as I suffocate. The seething turmoil inside of me just try and stop me. I slam my bedroom door behind me and lock it. It's only been a few hours since I was here, since Jern and Garland. I close my eyes and will the memory away. Now is not the time. I must keep my promise to Parfait. I begin to search through my drawers. I could have sworn that this is the last place I saw Neverland and Tinkerbell. There it is. Tinkerbell, an elaborate golden key, is exactly where I remember leaving it. I place it carefully beneath my lamp so as to keep it hidden from sight. Under a lamp? Does this lamp have a bowl-like bottom that you can just stuff it under? Most lamps have a flat bottom. That's so weird. But where is Neverland? I nearly turned my room upside down looking for it, but I never found the golden box. It should be here. Why isn't it here? My body is heavy after all that happened today, and soon I find myself collapsed on my bed. It will be fine. I have until midnight tomorrow to find it. I'll continue looking in the morning. Watch as mother has the box. My sleep is broken and disjointed, so when dawn comes, filtering through my windows, I am already half awake. I pull myself out of bed and rub at my eyes. I need to find Neverland. I retrieve Tinkerbell from where I've hidden it and slip the key into my pocket. Then, with renewed determination, I continue my search. Why isn't it here? It had been right next to Tinkerbell. I feel I would remember had I moved it. But I did drop Neverland months ago, didn't I? I've been meaning to get it fixed, but I always forgot. But it's not here. That means someone must have taken it. But who? Would Mother or Mythos have taken it? Where should I look? We are looking in the throne room. Thankfully, when I get to the throne room, it is empty. But where do I even begin to look? Out of the corner of my eye, I notice something sparkle from the throne. I rush towards the throne and then I'm unable to believe my dumb luck. The box is definitely there, sitting right in front of me. I found it. But why is it just sitting here? Something feels off. If it isn't my disobedient daughter. I reach out and snatch Neverland to hold it to my chest. I have to keep Neverland and Tinkerbell safe, no matter what. I'm glad to see one of my servants is capable. Still, I wonder why Varg did not report his success in retrieving you. Varg did not tell her? I still have a word. I shall have that word. What? I shall have a word with that cur. Mother walks towards me. I was not amused when you left the palace, Lucetta, but I thought that sooner or later fate would send you here to retrieve something. You were a very good girl for keeping that box safe, as I told you to. But I see it was a mistake to leave it here while I was attending to Mythos's report. I clenched Neverland tighter. This doesn't belong to you. Mother's voice is ice cold when she speaks. Oh, you hurt me so much last night. I hope you're not planning on leaving me again. I know you're hurting too, dearest one. I know you want to stay here with me. Mother sighs, and suddenly I can see the mother from my memories, the one that had held me so close and snug and sung me to sleep that night. If fate hasn't interfered, you would have been so much happier. Fate? Once upon a time, she was a dear friend. We were like sisters until she betrayed me. She is no doubt going by a different name to hide her true nature from you. But you know now, that she is pulling you from your birthright. You were happier when you could not remember, weren't you? What? Oh, my darling. Mother reaches for me and I cannot move as she sets a hand on my cheek. I have only ever wanted to protect you, Lucetta. I've only ever wanted the best for you. Mother gently runs a hand through my hair. I sacrificed so much so that my daughter could be the crown princess. I did not want to erase your memories, but I know how much it would hurt you if you knew my true nature. And I knew how sad you would be if you knew just how much your father did not love us, either of us. And all because of his ridiculous love for that wretched harlot and her whelps, the same commoner he married after I was gone, the woman he sought to marry from the start. Ophelia? The king has loved Ophelia for so long. Isn't that unbelievable? That he was so loyal to her even after he had me? I should have made good on my threat and just killed her, regardless of whether Gennaro did as I demanded. But he always hated witches. That's why he was so cruel to you. Why he was so cruel to the both of us. Dearest one, we only have each other. So it was, and so it will be. I am the only one that will never hurt you. The only one you need to love and obey. Your longing for everyone else, your memories of everyone else, they are all unnecessary. Now, be a good girl and listen to Mother. And here is our last choice, and we need to refuse. I flinch away from Mother's reaching hand. Mother hurt the king. She hurt so many people. She killed Garland. No. What did you say to me? I cannot let her hurt anyone else. No. Mother's eyes glitter as light begins to collect in her palms. I can only bear your disobedience for so long, Lucetta. It seems you require disciplining. Mother raises her hand, and light reflecting the cruelty in her gaze that I am now too familiar with. Knowing I cannot outrun her, I turn my back and hold Neverland to my chest. I must protect Neverland. The air crackles, and I brace myself for whatever Mother might unleash. I feel a hand on my back, and then I am pushed away. I fall down on the ground, hard. What was that? You. Did you miss me? To Laura. How did you get in here? I had some help. Princess. Fritz? How did Fritz's curse break? Or did he finally take control of his body again? Fritz runs towards me and holds out his hand to help me up. Fritz, I thought I'd lost you. It was only for a second, but he pulls me close to him in a hug. I would never leave you. Fritz's arms tighten around me briefly before he releases me. We both turn to face Mother. You were going to hurt her, your own daughter. This is no concern of yours, and even if it was, what could you hope to achieve? You are so much weaker than the wolf, so much weaker than Varg. Fritz's body stiffens. Even now, you only cling to a shard of control. Tell me, Sir Fritz and Gerald, how much longer until you are completely erased? He was strong enough to resist Varg, so much so that he was able to get me in here past your guards and your barriers. I think that makes Fritz pretty strong. I do not recall giving the traitor permission to speak. Do not think I've forgotten how you betrayed me, Delora. I haven't forgotten anything either, Hildur. Laura was only a child. Her fate was entirely your doing. Who are you talking about? I was about to say, I think Laura's her daughter. I've never heard Delora speak of a child. I've always opposed Hildur's actions. I disagreed with her creation of the fairy tale curse from the beginning, but when I voiced my opinions out loud, she targeted my daughter. She killed her in front of me. Suddenly, everything in the room is still. The two women glare at each other, but neither one of them moves. You were not there when our kind were being hunted and slaughtered like animals in their own homes. I am the Tenebrium bearer. I felt each of their deaths like they were my own. Retribution was necessary, but you, being so holy and so good. It took little Laura's death for you to understand the anguish of our brethren, to comprehend my anguish. I would not have killed her if you were not so blind. She was only 10, and she suffered from your weakness. Delora holds out her arm and sweeps it across the room, lightning traveling up her arm. Fritz tugs me around one of the columns and then presses my back into the coolness of the pillar. He holds himself against me, acting as a shield. Don't move. The ground shakes as Delora releases her spell. You think you can defeat me when you haven't even been training? How foolish. Please, I have no intentions of defeating you. Fritz. Cover your ears, princess. Too confused to question him, I obey. I hear the sound of lightning crackling in the air, followed by an explosion. The column comes crashing down onto the other side of the room. Time to go. Fritz's hand tightens around mine. We run out of the throne room with Delora as Mother's screech sounds through the room behind us. Are you okay? Yes, I'm alright. I'm just so glad you're here. See, what did I tell you? What are you talking about? Your knight here was scared that you wouldn't want to see him anymore after what happened yesterday. Fritz's fingers tightened over my own. If only I was strong enough to fight Varg, I could have. It wasn't your fault, Fritz. But what matters is that you are here now. Fritz looks at me and smiles. How did you know where I would be? Intuition. And magic. Ah, yes, and magic. Do you have Tinkerbell? I hold Neverland in one hand as I reach with my other to search for the key in my pocket. Thankfully, my fingers still brush against the cool metal. It's in my pocket. Good, very good. Whatever happens, you must get Neverland and Tinkerbell to the merchant, okay? I nod my head. That's a good girl. Parfait said to be here at midnight. What time is it? We're too early. Sometimes Parfait is early too. Looks like tonight is not one of those nights though. It looks like my coming in early was both a blessing and a setback. She's using the name Parfait. How sweet. Fritz steps in front of me as Mother reappears in front of us. Stay behind me. Fritz, I would never forgive myself if you got hurt. Please, stay behind me. Fritz smiles gently at me, and my chest aches at the sight. Everything will be all right, I promise. I promise I'll protect you. I know you will. Fritz, Lucetta must make it out at all costs. I do not like the sound of that. And you must understand why I cannot let you take my daughter from me. Oh, you took mine. Delora's hands begin to glow. Perhaps this time Lucetta shall watch as you die, Delora. No. Well, you can try it and kill me, but your chances are slim. I have a very good knight with me, and I think he likes me more than he likes you. That can't be remedied. Mother flicks her wrist. Delora holds out her own hand as if to prepare for the impact of a spell, but the magic never comes. Mother is not aiming for Delora. With a gasp, Fritz drops the sword and falls to his knees. Fritz, come along, Varg. I won't let you. That's when I realize that Mother is calling for Varg. Her hand twists in the air, manipulating Fritz's body to copy its movement. His body withers and turns as he struggles to remain himself. Now. No, Fritz. Princess, I'm sorry, but I can't. Fritz looks at me one last time before the familiar darkness envelops his body. Fritz. Now, Varg, be a good dog and get Lucetta back to her room. When Varg appears, he is standing absolutely still, his eyes surveying everything calmly. There is an intensity to them, but it is sharp and contained. I flinch back from Varg's bright eyes. No, Varg, you were going to hurt her. Pardon? I don't intend to obey someone who would hurt the princess. Mother hisses in annoyance. I do not know how you inspire such loyalty, Lucetta, but this is very inconvenient. Mother flicks her wrist and a responding light flares out from behind her. My queen, great reinforcements. I order you to restrain your pet Mythos. At once, my queen. Mythos extends his hand towards Varg, and the minute he does, Varg's body stiffens and he grits his teeth. I always make sure to have control over any of my creations. This is not going as planned. You had a plan? Now, my darling. My hands shake, and Neverland nearly tumbles from my hands as I struggle not to collapse. Since you have become so tainted by the thought these people have put into your head, I shall have to start all over again. But don't be afraid. Cleansing your memories will not hurt. And when you awake, you will be my daughter again, my dearest one. Mother reaches out her hand towards me. Every fiber of my being screams at me to move. But my feet are heavy, and I'm shaking so hard I cannot stand straight. I do not want to forget anything or anyone anymore. Behind me, the clock tower begins to chime. Not on my watch. Delora quickly runs in front of me and casts a protective shield. Delora, you can't. I will not let her erase any of your memories, Lucetta. I brace myself for impact, and I feel the ground shudder as Mother's spell comes into contact with Delora's shield. A loud crack emits from Delora's shield as it begins to crack. An offensive spell. You're going to kill your own Delora's words fade when we see another spell coming towards us. I hear a low laugh rise from Mother's throat. Goodbye, Delora. Lucetta, run. Delora. I cough as clouds of smoke slowly fade away after the impact. My whole body feels as hollow as ice as I gaze at the sight before me. Delora's body lies on the floor in front of me, unmoving. I collapse to the ground, my vision blurry, as I stare numbly at Delora's limp figure. No, this can't be. I reach out to touch her, and simply and sharply inhale, when I feel how cold and clammy her skin is. No, Delora. Always conjuring another shield after being hit by a powerful spell. Have you forgotten your lessons, traitor? Now she can finally reunite with her daughter. Neverland tumbles from my grasp as I grab Delora's arm and shakes her. No, Delora, please. She's still breathing. She can be saved. She cannot die like this. A bright light appears before me, and suddenly Parfait is standing right in front of me. Hildur, what have you done? Fate, it's been a while. Parfait addresses me without looking back. Princess, do you have Neverland? Yes. I reach blindly for Neverland with one hand as I keep the other on Delora's arm. A warm hand settles on my shoulders. The touch is comforting and familiar. Have faith, Princess. I will not allow you to leave, fairy. Mythos casts his magic, but Parfait easily deflects it. She moves to cast the spell in retaliation, but doubles over as soon as the spell flares out around her. You are fading, fate. The Lucis itself is fading with you. My eyes lock with Varg's, and for a moment I can see Fritz through him. I see his lips move, but whatever words he speaks to me are mute. He shakes his head. Light begins to engulf me, and I see nothing apart from Delora's pale face on my lap. I do not move. Even when the marching walls come into existence around me, the palace is devoid of any of its usual warmth. Delora, she is not responding. I fight down the rising grief and try to remain calm as I turn to Parfait. Please, save her. Save her. Parfait glances down at Delora, eyes glassy, as it is as if she is hiding emotions behind a frail mask. I feel that her mask is a reflection of my own. Any moment now, it will fall away, and I will be able to see her tears. Princess, The spell that Hilda used was a powerful one. There's nothing I can do. The air the merchant seems to leave all at once. No, that's not true. You have to... Lucetta. Delora. She does not move, and her eyes are still closed as she speaks. Lucetta. I'm sorry, but I can't stay. No, don't say that. I've been lucky. Hilda took my Laura, but I got you in return. I like to think that my daughter would have grown up to be someone like you, Delora. I believe in you, Lucetta. I have always believed in you. You can't leave, Delora. I won't let you leave. Though Delora's body does not move, I can feel the energy of her body slip through my fingers like sand. Her body slowly begins to fade away until only specks of glittering gold and dust remain. A terrible, prickling cold seeps into my heart and chest. Then the frigidness envelops my whole body. I cannot breathe. It is only when a teary-eyed parfait pulls me into a hug that I realize my throat is raw, and that I have been screaming in grief. This is a long chapter, and we still have chapter 10 after this. I do not remember being tucked into bed. In the silence of the dark night, I can feel the absence of Delora like a hole in my chest. Sleepless hours tick by in a haze until the morning sun creeps through the window. Lucetta. You didn't get any sleep, did you? I shake my head. I wish I could give you time to grieve. She died protecting me. I cover my face with my hands, and hot tears that I thought had dried had poured from my eyes again. Both of them. Garland and Delora died because of me. This is my fault. If only I was strong enough, I could have... No, Princess. If it is anyone's fault, it is mine. Both Delora and Parfait keep owning up to this blame, but do either of them deserve any of it? Your mother and I were like sisters once. I couldn't bring myself to hurt her. Because of that, I didn't act in time to save her from the Tenebrium's corruption. If you are seeking to blame anyone, blame me. I am responsible for all this needless pain, all because I cannot stop Hilda. I was too afraid, and now I'm too weak. But what could you have done? Mother is... I don't think anything can stop Mother. The Lucis and the Tenebrium are linked to each other and to their bearers. The crystallum cannot exist without each other. If one is destroyed, so is the other. What are you saying? We can stop Hilda if we destroy the Lucis. That would destroy the Tenebrium as well. Parfait, that's insane. This world has suffered from magic for 3 centuries. Maybe it is more bad than good. Perhaps the only solution is to remove the source of it forever. But Mother only survived because she was the Tenebrium bearer. She lived so long as the Tenebrium exists. If the Tenebrium is destroyed, Hilda should die. But you're suggesting we destroy the Tenebrium through destroying the Lucis? Parfait smiles at me, but I find no comfort in it. I will only say it's my time. You cannot be serious. There has to be another way. There has already been so much suffering. Delora and Garland did not die, so you would have to give up your life as well. I'm not saying we make the decision now. After what happened with Varg, I have strengthened the merchant's defenses and added a glamour. For now, we are safe here. Breakfast will be ready soon. Join us when you're able. The others will need to know what happened last night. There must be another way to stop Mother. There has to be. By the time I make it to the dining area, the food is cold. I am not surprised by the state of the food, but seeing Waltz in a grown-up body is definitely shocking. I was wondering when we were gonna open the open Neverland. Oh, Princess. Waltz quickly makes his way over towards me and kneels down. He almost looks like a knight, though he's lacking the armor. Thank you for breaking my curse. At least I was able to do something good, but still. Princess? I do not notice the tears rolling down my cheeks until he calls my title softly. Oh, what's this? Waltz the Big has made the princess Waltz the Big. Oh. No, it isn't Waltz. Delora believed I could accomplish 3 good deeds, and yet You like hot chocolate, right, darling? I got the mugs. Gently, Waltz leads me to a bench and sits next to me. Parfait hasn't told them what happened to Delora yet. All of them are smiling at me, trying to cheer me up. But how can I possibly smile now? I need to tell you all something. Hot chocolate first, talking later. You look pale, like you didn't sleep at all last night. And have you even eaten recently? Now that I think about it, no, I haven't. Rudd, who I hadn't even realized was back at the marching, stiffly stands up from his chair and walks away. He was here this whole time, just listening quietly in the corner. Did I say something wrong? Waltz smiles at me as he pats my shoulder. We've sent Annie's to look after Durin, so it's just us at the marching. Rod's been taking care of meals, so he's probably going to get you something to eat. But why? Rod never liked me. You saved his family from Varg, Princess. I doubt he minds cracking a few eggs for you. Rod comes back into the room and places utensils and a plate in front of me. It is filled with toast and scrambled eggs. I know it's not much, but you need to eat. I have no appetite, but he is right. I pick up my fork and stab a few eggs to try. This is good. Thank you. No problem. Oh, he smiled at us. Suddenly, I am incredibly aware of how famished I am. I shovel the rest of the food into my mouth eagerly. I'm eating the last remnants of my toast when Rumpel comes back into the room holding far too many mugs for one person to manage. And now I present you hot chocolate a la Rumpel. Waltz jumps up to save the several mugs from Rumpel's precarious hold. Ah, hot chocolate, how lovely. I knew this would happen, so I made plenty. Waltz and Rumpel place the mugs on the table. Rumpel counts all of them. 5, 6... Wait. Where is Lady Delora? The fork I am holding clatters to the plate. It is the only sound in the sudden quiet room. Delora passed away last night. What? The atmosphere I love that. Oh yeah, this very important person to us all, died last night. Sorry for just dropping this on you guys. The atmosphere shifts. Everyone is openly frowning, their eyes filled with regret. So the night ended up being a turncoat after all. Fritz had nothing to do with it. Fritz helped Delora get to me just when Mother was going to take Neverland. We would have made it out alive if Mother hadn't used her magic to summon Varg. Mother was going to erase all of my memories again, and I do not know what to do, so I just stood there. It was just like what happened with the garland, and now Delora is dead because of me. I cover my face with my hands as a too familiar grief bubbles up inside of me. Delora made her choice to protect you, Lucetta, just like Garland made his choice to protect Durin. The only thing we can do now is make sure that their sacrifices weren't in vain. Here, Waltz gently pushes the mug towards me. If there's one thing Delora taught us, is that hot chocolate makes almost everything better. I stare at the mug and remember the last time I had hot chocolate with Delora. I would never have thought the drink I shared with her so many days ago would be the last. I bite my lip to keep myself from crying. So what do we do now? The plan hasn't changed. We still need to stop Hildur and save the king. But how is the question? Waltz's voice is quiet. Lady Parfait. Does he know what Parfait plans to do? You know as well as I do that there's only one way now, Waltz. Parfait quickly explains what she told me about destroying the Lucis to destroy the Tenebrium. But if we do so by destroying the Lucis, you will die. I refuse to let that happen, Lady Parfait. Dolores sacrificed her life to have Princess Lucetta bring back Neverland. And now you're telling us that it was useless and that there is no other way? If any of you have any alternatives, please tell us. I don't want to lose any more of you over my mistake. But we cannot lose you either. I have a suggestion. Let me get this straight. Lady Parfait is going to act as bait to lure Hildur out of the palace and to the gates. And the rest of us will help distract her long enough so that you can get to your father. Once the king is safely at the margin, Mother cannot use him as a bargaining chip anymore. After that, we will have nothing left to lose. We will be able to go all out against Mother. The efforts we spare in bringing back Neverland will not go to waste. Waltz will use his magic to give us the upper hand. Though, to be honest, I would still like to try and reason with her one last time. Princess, Hildur I cannot accept your death is the only thing that will achieve our goal to stop Mother. You told me before that Mother was a kind person. If I can somehow reach out to who she used to be, then perhaps it is possible that we could end this without any additional bloodshed. Everyone falls silent, their face grim. I know this is not the best and most concrete plan, but please, let me try it. I want to hope that the person my mother used to be is still there. This is my fight as well. I need to do something. The least I can do is save my father and stop Mother without Parfait needing to sacrifice herself. It will be dangerous, but I beseech all of you, please help me. I want to believe that my old friend is still in there as well. Okay, let's do this. Chapter 10, The Hunter. Before we get into chapter 10, I need to go get more water. I'm already out. I will be back. Oh my god. I'm sorry. I accidentally shook the whole desk and woke my cat up. He was sleeping in the little cubby hole. Okay. Last chapter. I was not expecting this to take another 2 hours. Oh, it's probably going to be another hour at this rate. Okay. It took a lot to convince everyone that I needed to enter the palace alone. It is the people outside who are fighting Mother that need the greater strength. bringing any one of them with me would have greatly diminished that strength. I must quickly find the king. Mother always made sure to leave the king in the throne room whenever she left, so it follows that she would leave him there now. It's too quiet in here. I push open the doors and stop in the doorway. The king is sitting on his throne with the vacant expression fixed on his face. He does not so much as flinch as I step inside. I tentatively make my way to the throne. Your Majesty? He does not speak. His eyes remain fixated in the same place, as if he is looking through me. Is he gone forever? Angelia needs you. The king I know would never leave his kingdom to ruin. I am standing close enough to him that I could reach out and touch him if I wanted to. What do I have to do to save you? Oh, so now you're being nice to him. I whirl around and place myself in between the king and Varg. All these years you had the opportunity to reach out to him, but you never did. So I guess the king has to be missing his soul for you to care about him. What are you doing here, Varg? Someone had to keep an eye on the old man. The queen thought someone might try to take the old man while she was busy. I had a feeling it would be you who'd return. You can't bear the thought of losing someone else, can you? What are you going to do then? I am not leaving without the king. Back into his cubby hole, now that he's eaten some food. Varg is silent as he makes his way towards me. I am not entirely sure how I'm going to stop him, but I will not move. I can't let him take the king, and I will not succumb to his threats. It is at that moment, just as he's about to reach me, that he suddenly drops to his knees and puts a hand to his chest, his expression pained. I just need a little more time. What is happening to him? He manages to talk to me through gritted teeth. You shouldn't have come here alone, especially not with the big bad wolf here. It's my job to destroy you, you know. He flashes me a wicked grin, but the expression is shockingly short-lived. It is replaced by a soft smile. But this big bad wolf can't do that. You can't destroy a person you've fallen in love with. How are you in love with me? Varg looks at me, amused. What you mean? Yeah, how? What do you mean, Lucetta? Obviously, Varg told us some of Fritz's emotions are seeping through. Obviously, Fritz loves us, so that means Varg loves us. How? Blame Fritz. This was never meant to happen, but I can't help feelings that were there from the get-go. The queen wasn't pleased with your knight, so she tried to erase him forever. But he hung on. He was pretty sure that if you could be strong, so could he. He looks up at me with such sadness, I actually feel guilt stir within me, and I'm not entirely sure why. I don't think Fritz could ever deserve me. But he's more worthy of you than I'll ever be. I'm nothing more than a moth drawn to your fire. I can only ever be burned by you. Maybe Fritz will have better luck. Shadows begin to gather around Varg's feet and start to slowly whirl up the length of his body. Does that mean Fritz is coming back? I know that this is the only thing you ever wanted from me. I just wanted to tell you how I felt. Just that. Gods know that Fritz is incapable. But he is capable of one thing. He's a good hunter. He's defeated me fair and square to save Little Red. And now I have no choice but to step aside. So Fritz has overpowered Varg? Try to miss me, princess. Think about me every now and then. That would be enough. Varg, what are you? Goodbye, my princess. He smiles at me, his cocky grin faded into a gentle smile. The shadows cloak him finely, making him little less than a silhouette. I keep myself firmly positioned in front of my father. The darkness eventually dissipates, and there, standing in the moonlight, is a familiar face. Fritz. I'm back. I look at him with blurry eyes. I'm sorry for taking so long, Princess. I am running before I even realize my feet are moving. I am overwhelmed with so many emotions, none of which I can put a name to in this moment. I know only that I am happy, so happy Fritz is back. I throw my arms around his neck and kiss him. Fritz pulls his arms around my waist, pulling me closer. This is him. This is Fritz's heartbeat, his scent, his warmth. He came back to me. Thoughts whirl through my foggy head. I step away from him ever so slightly, suddenly aware of the heat in my cheeks. Wait, did I just kiss Fritz? I cannot bring myself to move away from his grasp, but I suddenly cannot bring myself to look up at him either. Why did I just... Fritz's gentle laugh brings me back to my senses. Though it is hard to parse the feelings inside of me. I can at least be certain that I love the smile he is giving me right now. This feels like a dream. It does. And not just because of what happened, but because Fritz is here, really here. Fritz leans forward to slowly brush a strand of hair away from my face, my heart pounding in my chest at the subtle touch. And once again, my mind is reeling from the consideration. Guys, we have bigger things than you flirting with each other. We need to get the king out, so we can also meet up with everyone and help kill Mother. We don't have time to flirt right now. Ooh, come here. If the princess says it isn't a dream, then it must be real, because I trust her with all my heart. I thought I lost you for good. I do not flinch away when Fritz pulls me closer so that I am resting against his chest. But how did this happen? How did you overwhelm Varg? Varg erased himself. How is that possible? He's always had that ability, but he never had any reason to consider using it before. Then why now? Because he cared for you. My love for you is so strong, it must have affected him too. You love me? Varg said the same thing, and he blamed Fritz. So is it true? Fritz smiles, and I feel his warmth spread inside of me like sunlight. Always, Lucetta. Well, 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 this is quite the scandal. Fritz moves to stand in front of me. My queen is not going to be pleased. If my curse was so weak that even Sir Fritzengerald could break it, I do not think even I am safe from her wrath. But I believe her disappointment in me will be second to the disappointment she feels for you. After all, you chose a lowly knight. How dare you, princess? I stopped short at Fritz's tone. You have an important task, don't you? The king. But Mythos, trust me. Fritz releases my hand to pull out his sword, sinking easily into a ready stance. I'll protect you. You think you can possibly reveal over me? Reveal? Oh, prevail. That makes more sense. Now, when you have no power at all, don't make me laugh. Fritz strikes. He slashes quick and clean, taking Mythos by surprise. Fritz manages to cut his sword through his shoulder. Mythos hisses as he clenches his bleeding shoulder. The hatred is bright in his eyes. As Fritz rushes Mythos, I run towards the king. You think a mere swordsman can beat one of the queen's apprentices? I'd be more weary if I were you, Sir Mythos. I approach the king, who has yet to move from his spot. What do I do? How can I possibly move him? I need to wake him up. But how, Your Majesty? I have been selfish. I was always so concerned with my own feelings and my own pain. I reach out a trembling hand and set it atop one of his hands. Now, I realize you were trying to help. It may have been lackluster, but you genuinely tried. I have been so unfair to you, just like Mother was. I do not know if words are enough to make up for what I have done, but I am sorry. I am sorry for being so cruel to you. Please, I need you. I stare hard into my father's eyes, but there is no movement, no recollection. I dip my head in mourning and bite my lip as I try to think of another way to save him. But my thoughts subside when a flash of light permeates my vision. It is only for a moment, but when I look up, I can suddenly see life in my father's eyes. Lucetta, Your Majesty. I reach out to hug him, and he wraps his arms around me. I feel like I've been asleep for a long time. And then I heard your voice. It sounded as if you needed me. What has happened? He eyes the motion behind me and raises his eyebrows. He attempts to stand, but his knees shake and buckle. I duck beneath one of his arms to help him back onto the throne. The king stiffens as he glances at the battle ensuing behind me. Sir Mythos and Sir Fritz and Gerald? What is going on here? The king has broken the enchantment. Impossible. I told you not to underestimate her. Your Majesty, we need to get you out of here. What is happening here? Mother suddenly materialized in the center of the room, standing right before Mythos and Fritz, who has the witch at sword point against the front doors. But Mother is not alone. Mother has Parfait in a tight grip, but the moment I call her name, she releases her, and Parfait tumbles to the floor. Crimson stains her dress. Parfait, you're bleeding. Parfait does not move to acknowledge me. Parfait would not let go, so I had to bring her with me. Not that it matters. What did you do to her? Where are the others? They retreated like cowards, persistent things. I would have killed them, but fate not sacrificed herself. I let out a sigh of relief. They're all okay and alive. You still care so much about those traitors. I cannot understand your attachment to them. Mother turns her attention away from me, and then to the two men who are at a standstill. Mythos, you disappoint me. With a flick... Is she gonna kill Mythos here too? With a flick of her hand, Fritz is pulled away from Mythos and across the throne room towards me. I move to steady Fritz as he stumbles beside me. I am sorry, my queen. I've given you too many chances to prove yourself worthy. You have failed me too many times, Myth. You are of no use to me anymore. But my queen, I've done everything you wanted me to. Please, give me one more chance. I promise Silence. Mother's voice is as cold and sharp as ice. Leave before I erase you from my sight. Please, my queen. Should have just left, Mythos. Mother casts a spell at Mythos that is all too familiar. It is the same spell she used to kill Delora. Mythos does not even have a chance to defend himself as Mother's spell shocks his body. Such a pest. I don't even know why I kept that useless fool all these years. I slowly turned. Oops. I slowly turned to look at Mythos. He's no longer standing, but lays, unmoving, on the floor. I feel bile rising in my throat. I cannot believe Mother just did that to him. How could you take away the man's life so easily, Hildur? How can you be so heartless? It is the first time I have ever heard my father speak to Mother like that. Heartless. I am heartless. Humans shattered my heart many years ago. When you hunted my kind, you did this to me. Out of the corner of my eye, I noticed movement. In moments, Parfait moves to stand behind us, blocking us from Mother. Even though her clothes are soaked in blood and she is clearly wounded, Parfait has never looked so regal before. You. Parfait's hands move before resting over her chest, where light begins to gather in her hands. In a blink of an eye, a glittering gold crystal appears above her hands. Is that the Lucis? But the light the Lucis is emitting is uneven, and as I look closer, I can see that it's cracked. What are you doing? The only thing that can stop you. My heart plummets as I realize what Parfait is going to do. Parfait, no. If Parfait hears me, she gives no indication. If you do this, you'll die, Fate. You'll die and remove all the magic from Angelia forever. Nothing else will stop you, will it? Your hatred for the humans, the corruption of the Tenebrium, it runs too deep. I see that now. Magic was never meant to be used with malice, Hildur. So long as the witches can be corrupted, magic will always pose a threat. I cannot allow that to happen. I wanted to change things with Delora, but what gives you the right to decide what to do with the magic? I am the Lucis bearer. I have the responsibility to maintain balance. But I see now that there is no balance when the crystalline exists. Light begins to gather, first around Parfait's feet and then around her body. It slowly begins to make its way towards Mother. In no time at all, the light swarms around their bodies. A white crystal suddenly appears in front of Mother, the Tenebrium. I won't let you do this, Fate. It is too late for that. The golden light of the Lucis intensifies. I can hear the crystals shatter from the inside out. No! The Tenebrium breaks soon after, its fragments slowly fading with the bright light. Mother and Parfait's images begin to do the same, despite Mother's struggles. Both they and the crystallums slowly dissipate into the mist. No! I lunge forward, but Fritz's arms are slowly around my waist, holding me still. Mother snarls as she attempts to escape Parfait, but the light around her creates a thick box she cannot escape from. You will die for the humans that have hunted my kind, but because of the fairy tales? No, I'm dying for you, Hildur, so that for once I might save you from yourself. Mother chokes out a laugh. You are a fool, Fate. Perhaps I am, but at least I will die with hope in my heart. Mother turns to look at me in the blinding light. Parfait's concentration never wavers as she turns to settle her eyes on me as well. Mother's face is fading in the glow, but her voice is clear. I truly did love you, Lucetta. Everything I've done, everything I did it out of love. Parfait smiles at me gently. It is a silent goodbye. There is a brief burst of light, and for a few moments I am blinded. When my vision returns, I see Fritz first. He's staring where Parfait and Mother had been only moments ago. On the floor where they stood moments ago, there is now only dust. With the loss of the crystallums, magic vanished from Angelia. All the fairy tale curses broke simultaneously. All witches and fairies lost their magic. As soon as it disappeared, I turned to an education centered around the knowledge of Angelia, rather than magic. I had decided back then that I would do anything to help Angelia and its people, and it needed to start first by educating myself. I started to follow my father on his trips around the kingdom. I even started to accompany Emily on all her trips outside of the palace. Fritz has remained by my side for the past month. He comes with me every day I visit the graves, carefully, so as not to disturb the flowers Durin has left earlier. I lean down to place my lilies by each gravestone. Garland, Delora, Parfait, and the last is always the hardest. With a deep breath, I walk up to the fourth gravestone. I stare at it for a long time before I finally set down a lily down. Mother. Fritz and I stand there in silence as we grieve for the lives lost that day. I look up into the sky and smile as I stare at the warm rays of the sun. I shift my gaze at Fritz, who smiles at me. He has never left my side since that day. Fritz has already told me he loves me, but I have yet to tell him my own feelings. Fritz? Yes? I didn't have the chance to ask this before, but how could you possibly love me? I have been so horrible, not just to you, but to everyone around me. Fritz's expression softens. He gently tilts my chin upwards so that I have to look at him as he speaks. For as long as I've known you, you've had to deal with things no one should have to go through. You were forced to live in the Queen's shadow because others refused to see past your relationship to her. You've been alone for so long, and I could see how much you were hurting. But despite all that pain, you remain strong. You've always been strong. From the beginning, all I've wanted to be was someone you could rely on, someone you could trust, someone who would always be there for you. I must have trusted him from the beginning too. Fritz was the only one I allowed to get close to me. I do not look away from him, but instead I stare back into his eyes with conviction. I know I may not have shown it, but I do trust you. I've always been able to tell it. You wear your heart on your sleeves. I do not. Fritz laughs, and the slight cockiness in his smile reminds me a little bit of someone else. It's been years since you've become my responsibility. Once I learned your tales, you became an open book. He surprises me by putting his forehead to mine. The feeling of him so close is comforting. I love the way you're so careful with whatever you consider precious. I love how your eyes light up when you eat a good pastry. I love whenever you rely on me. I bite down on my lip as I blink back tears. No one has ever had that kind of faith in me. Before I knew it, you made a spot of yourself in my heart. And I began to hope that one day I could be as dear to you as you are to me. I stare up at Fritz, the tears pooling in my eyes. He wipes away a tear before it can roll down my cheek. I've never felt so cherished before. I do not step away when he leans forward to plant a kiss on my forehead. I hold out my hand and Fritz comes to my side. I feel the warmth of his fingers and smile. When things begin to overwhelm me, he never fails to calm me. I grip his hand more tightly. Lucetta, I love you. You know that, right? I've known for a while, but it's nice to hear it all the same. And then, I'll say it for as long as you want me to. For the rest of our lives, then. A princess and her knight, huh? Does that matter? No, it doesn't. Even if there was such a rule, I'd abolish it once I became queen. Fritz starts to laugh. As always, his laughter is full of so much joy it lifts my heart. I want to hear it for the rest of my life. And maybe, just maybe, I'll be able to. Well, that's Fritz's good ending. It wasn't bad. I wish we learned more about his curse. Like, I did not like how we break it. Just Varg decides, you know what? I love you too much to keep doing this. I'll just destroy myself? What? Dumb. That was dumb. But I did like how we dealt with our mother this time. I like how this route had more consequences than any of the other ones we've dealt with. Like, we've had people die in other routes before, but they never were like I don't want to say significant, because the king dying really spurred us onto the movement of we have to stop mother, but like they didn't have weight to them like these ones did. Oh, once upon a time, in a land far away, she was known as the Ice Princess, named for her frigid heart. And this is going way too fast. The princess. Then one day, the Ice Princess became the victim of a fairy tale curse and forced from riches to rags. As the princess struggled to come to terms with her new life, she met a special man. The two, in strife, helped each other overcome ordeals. In the end, they emerged victorious. The special man thawed the princess's ice-cold heart and dried her spirit. The two vowed to love each other for the rest of time. They lived happily ever after. But what happens after happily ever after? Are you ready to go, Lucetta? I'm coming. Was I supposed to do this one at the very end? Sorry to keep you waiting. Now, shall we go? Was I supposed to do this one as the very last route? So then they can promote the sequel? did not see my achievements pop. That is a little concerning if they didn't pop. Let's do this actually. Pull this over. Oh, I got the achievement. I just didn't see it pop for some reason. Yeah, I can't get this achievement, obtain a good ending, without using the right choice indicator to pop. Because we only have one good ending left. Oh no. I would like to get all achievements. Maybe, let me see if there's... Oh, okay. So this commenter says from the very beginning. I can't just start from the save file. Okay, well then we'll definitely make sure to do that for the last good ending. I'll just have to remember to do that. But we're going to play Tell Me Why next stream. It is, I don't know what it is. Let me look. What is this? Oh, I guess we're only playing chapter 1. I don't know. Chapter 1's free, so I think that's why I found it. It says it's a story-rich game, and your choices matter, so I'm expecting, nothing. Because the description means absolutely nothing to me, too. I don't even know how long it is. I'm hoping it's not too long. But, what was I saying about, oh, yeah, I do wish that we'd learn more about Fritz's curse. And eventually I will get the sequel. Or if someone wants to get it for me, it's $10. So it's not terribly expensive. It's just I need to go get it one day. Probably not playing the sequel anytime soon if we do get it soon. But we'll play Tell Me Why next week. Let's see how long it is. Okay, chapter 1's about 2 hours long. So yeah, so we'll play Tell Me Why next week, then go back and do Fritz's bad route, and then we're moving on to another long game, it looks like. So that will be fun, I guess. Oh, and Anaxa's banner comes out soon. I think in a week. A week sounds right-ish. So we'll do that too. The goal is to get Anaxa, then Dr. Ratio's light cone, and then if we have anything left over, we'll go for Anaxa's light cone, and then probably save, see what the rerunning characters for next update are, and then decide if we'll go for E1 Anaxa or if we're saving. If we have anything left over, that is. Because I have to get kind of lucky to get all three. But that will be fun, I guess. So expect 2 streams next week, I think. Oh, wait, next week. What is next week? That's fine. Next week is fine, I guess. It's once we get into May is when we start having issues. I picked up a ton of work shifts, so we'll have to change stream days to another day for pretty much all of May. But that is not a this week issue to talk about. That's a next week issue to talk about. So I hope you all have a good rest of your day, whatever you're doing. I think I have a few things I still need to do today. But none of them are time sensitive, so I can do them whenever today. They just kind of need to get done sooner rather than later. But have a good rest of your day. I will see you all next week when we play Tell Me Why. Bye.